employees or people in the workforce, we haven't focused yet on customers. And I think we, in this energy industry, we have a nasty habit of forgetting about customers. So what the role of ENRich has been is to remind us at various times about those things which we tend to forget. We're going to go into this panel on customer transformation in the energy sector and how to really leverage modern technology to work for the customer rather than just work for us. My colleague Vikas Kaba is going to moderate that session, and he's going to call on his panelists. I'm not going to steal his thunder away. We have a very, very good panel. Post that, we are going to go deeper into technology, and where we will have Dr. Rohini Srivatsa, Chief Technology Officer, Microsoft India and South Asia. She's going to talk about, give us a picture of the future that awaits us with the combination of AI and generative AI included, high-performance computing, and quantum computing approaches which are coming together. Post that, we'll have a break, and then after the break at 4:30 sharp, we are going to start with the final panel, where we are going to have really some very thought leaders with us. Mr. Tarun Kapoor, advisor to PM, Government of India, is going to be there. Dr. Ajay Mathur, Director General of ISA, Gurdeep Singh, CMD NTPC, and Dr. Pallavi Jain Govil, DGH. So we're going to go through this process. Now I'm going to hand it over to Vikas to take it away from here.
Thank you, Anish, and we will go straight into welcome everyone, and we will go straight into calling upon the panelists. May I invite Dr. Suket Singhal, Vice Chairman, Secure Meters; Rahul Tandon, Business Unit, Industrial and Commercial, BPCL; Mani Khurana, Senior Energy Specialist, World Bank; and my colleague Com O'Neill, Global Head of Power and Utilities, and partner with our Ireland practice. Please.
Vikas is the head of power and utilities in India. Many of you have seen him, worked with him. He effectively took away my role 3 years ago when I was leading the business. Now he heads that business as a whole, apart from being the segment leader for power and utilities.
So hence Anish has handled the toughest session. So post-lunch session, I think, is really where speakers are tested and they earn their keep. So let's see if we have managed to engage all of you, we'll take it as personal victory for all of us. So with that, let me go straight into the panel theme. I think when we talk about energy sector today, it is no longer about delivering power or energy products. We are talking about empowering customers with choice, control, and sustainability. And this CCS, not the CCS we are used to hearing about, but this is which is changing the sector drastically. And I'll delve a little deeper into this. When we talk about choice, today we are talking about going from more and more service driven from just provision of power or purchase of a commodity. Second is hyper-personalization of offerings. Third is customers wanting precise information, where more and more data and analytics-based services are coming in. The control part of it, customers today again are not just passive consumers or users, and we'll hear from the panel on that some of the examples, but are very active participant in the value chain. Their ability to monitor, manage, generate, and even trade electricity, and the new range of solutions that allow them to do so. Anytime, anywhere, access to the functionality as well as information. And the last point is sustainability, which is green power options, prosumer enablement, energy efficiency products and equipments, and e-mobility and so on. So in essence, we are seeing a deep shift from a pure supply-based function to what is centered and being designed now around consumers. Now, consequent to this, energy companies need to transform, and the relationship needs to move from transactional to deep understanding of customer requirement. There are risks and apprehensions as well. There are security risks, there are privacy concerns and data issues. So the regulation is essential, and to bring that safety net, but let the service providers innovate in that context. So with this, the focus of the ENRich this time is AI, and there are range of options, whether it is household energy, whether it is industry, whether it is agriculture. We are seeing a range of options and how AI has been evolving. So in summary, a lot of it is happening, and we will hear examples of that from the panelists as we move on. So let me first start with Dr. Suket, and you have been looking at smart equipment industry very closely, and looking at businesses in Australia, Middle East, India as well. And how do you see the products and digital products platform evolving, how it empowers customer and help them reduce their carbon footprint? Dr. Suket, the mic is there.
Sure. Thanks, Vikas. Thanks, Anish and team, for a fantastic event. I'll try and be a little contrarian as well. Look, the reality is that small businesses, residential customers, probably the only thing that they really care about with energy is what is it costing and can I pay on time. I think that's the fundamental principle. The world has tried demand-side response, which has worked really well for large industries where there is a lot of dispatchable discretionary load. But other than pool pumps in Australia, some air conditioning in Australia, and hot water storage in the UK, demand-side response hasn't really worked. We must understand why it hasn't worked. That's because most small businesses, most people, when we go home, we do what we want to do when we want to do it. And we need the electricity and the gas at the time that we need to do it. This does not mean that there isn't a huge opportunity here. There is a huge opportunity because I firmly believe that the world is heading to a point where actually energy will be sold as a service. I think the days of selling kilowatt hours are probably numbered. And depending on who I'm talking to, sometimes I feel the numbers are smaller. Sometimes I feel the numbers are a lot larger. But I think those days are gone. But we have to have a stair-step approach. Ultimately, technology is not that meaningful because it's a tool, and it's the people that run that tool which determines how successful technology is. And I know we all get very excited about technology. But I think the first few steps that we should take in this is create systems which are incredibly easy for customers to understand what they're spending on energy. We're all used to prepaid mobile phones. That's how we spend all our lives. Most services, Foxtel in Australia is a pay-as-you-go service. Netflix around the world is a pay-as-you-go service. I think we need to take that first step for 85, 95% of the customer points. Then the other area which is really important is energy efficiency at home and energy efficiency for small and medium businesses. I think there are a number of areas where if we can create actionable information for small and medium businesses, which say to them, change your motor, get your fan belt correct, change your pump, you'll save some money. And that's easy to do using machine learning, artificial intelligence today.